let's make my favorite holiday dessert that your friends and family are going to be like, oh my gosh, tell me the recipe. And you might say to them, go watch Made by Justine, where she explains how to do this holiday dessert. Or keep the secret to yourself and just hit that subscribe button. Wink, wink. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my favorite holiday dessert that I tend to make throughout the year. Right now, it's Christmas. By the time you're watching this, it's probably going to be beyond Christmas. But this holiday dessert doesn't have to be only for Christmas. It can be for any type of occasion or just a random you want to bake and have something sweet and delicious right after dinner. My sister tends to constantly ask me, as soon as the holidays hits with Halloween, she's just like, are you making the upside down pineapple cake? And I'm like, yes. So we're going to be making my staple holiday pineapple upside down cupcakes. Well, they're going to be mini bundt cakes because we have a little mold here that we bought in our shopping haul. And in fact, if you watch my shopping haul, you know that the majority of the holiday stuff that you see here, I went over. So go check out that video. I'll leave it linked down below. But I did mention that I had a number one staple dessert that I wanted to share here on my channel. Granted, it is the week of Christmas. Am I a little late? Yes. But if you know, you know, because we just moved here into this beautiful home. And I was like, I'm going to be getting into my baking era. I don't care if I'm doing it last minute. I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to share the recipe down below in the description, along with telling you what is the number one trick that makes this upside down cake so stinking delicious, like top tier. Now let's put my mic on my apron because we out here being Mrs. Claus. But we're going to take and follow the directions on the box, and we're going to start mixing that now. We are going to try out these mini bundt cake trays that I got from Aldi's. I had mentioned this in my shopping haul. We're going to try these out. I've never used bundt cakes before with this recipe, so we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully the pineapples don't stick on the bottom. I'm praying they don't. Let's make the desserts and let's see how it comes out. But I guarantee you it's going to taste amazing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of these out of the way and just kind of focus on the things that we absolutely need. These are going to be our little toppers that we're going to utilize. I got these from Target. I was just like, yes, Santa's sleigh, icing decorations. It's just the season. I'm going to put all these things to the side. I'm actually going to start the oven, and on the box it says to do 350 for aluminum or glass or 325 for nonstick pan. So we're going to go with the nonstick pan. So we're going to put it on 325 and let that heat up in the midst of putting together the entire thing. And let me clear the rest of this off and then show you step by step how I make it. So the first thing you're going to do is follow the instructions on the back of your yellow cake box, and we're going to use the temperature for the cupcakes. So again, you're going to take out the cake mix, pour everything that you need into your mixing bowl except for one ingredient. I'm going to tell you what it is. Don't mind me, I love to give a little festivities on my table. So you're going to take your cup, and instead of using the water like the instruction says on the box, you're going to take the juice from the pineapples, because if you get this large can, it should make 1 cup of juice that you're going to add in. That is the secret ingredient, and this is what makes the pineapple upside down cake so good. When mixing your cake batter, you're going to want to make sure you're using your mixer speed from low to high, because the high is going to thicken the cake batter, and that's ideal for making this recipe. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take some salted butter. I used about 2 tablespoons and I chopped it up into chunks. I put it in the microwave and microwaved it at 20 seconds. You don't want it fully melted. You want some clumps in there. And then you're going to take your brown sugar. I think I used about 2 tablespoons because this spoon is a little small, and you mash it up. And this is what's going to be a nice golden crust on the top. Then you're going to get some Marciano cherries. Don't get the stems like I did because it just adds more time to baking. But you're going to get these, and I usually cut them in half when it comes down to baking them in a cupcake. But if you have a full bundt cake, use the whole and just kind of put them in the holes with the full pineapple. I just wanted to go over some things about using the pineapple juice, and I'm trying to find my ladle. There it is. And the consistency. I usually blend it with the mixer all the way high because it causes a lot of airflow to go into the cake mix. I don't know the science behind it because I'm no baker. So I'm sure there's a reason why it becomes a lot more fluffier. But the goal is to have a pineapple upside down cake, whether you use the cupcakes, which I do recommend because that's what I use normally, or if you're doing a whole bundt cake or just a cake in general, it's super thick. If you can see the consistency, it's very, very thick. That's usually when I stop mixing and I kind of set it down first. As you can see, we're going to continue to put the things in the mini bundt cake pan or whatever and see how it does. I don't know how well they're going to do. I just know if they do get stuck, we can push them, which is a plus. Now we are ready to put everything together. So we're going to get some, I use olive oil spray to kind of coat the bottom of it. And then you're going to take your butter and brown sugar, put that first. Again, 1 tablespoon or teaspoon is good enough for each bundt cake mold. And then I got the wrong pineapples, and you probably can utilize a whole pineapple. Normally in the cupcake holders, I have to chop these up. So I usually get the chunks or the slices. And then I added 2 cherries to each bundt cake, which was more than enough. I don't think you need anything more. And I added those 2 halves to each one. And then after all of that's done, I put the cake batter in it on top. And I didn't fill it all the way, but I would say about like 3/4 of the way. And then I just got rid of some of the air that's in it by tapping it. The box says bundt, but I think that's for the whole cake. So we're not going to follow that one specifically because that says 34 to 39 minutes. Cupcakes, which is kind of like what we did, is 13 to 18 minutes. Because the bundt is a little higher, I'm going to go with the higher one on the cupcake for 18 minutes at 325 Fahrenheit and see how they come out. Use a knife too, so that way we can see for sure. I'm going to turn on the oven light and let's put these bad boys into the oven. And look, I get to use my mitts. Also, remember I told you I only bought 1? Ha ha! Bought 2. Okay, maybe I need 1. So that way we don't look like a fool when we're putting this stuff in. So we're going to put this in the oven and be a little careful. Hopefully these come out good. This is my first time doing it this way, so we shall see how they come out. The timer on for 18 minutes. Let's do that. And then I'll come back in a few minutes to see how they come out. We'll do a taste test together and we shall see whether or not this is the way to do it or the other way that I normally do it.
1 eternity later.
All right, we are ringing again. Let's stop the timer. Let's see how they're a little more brown on the bottom or top. Technically, it's the top, but when you flip them, it's the bottom, which it's just another 5 more minutes. So I would say if you buy this cake, this one's good. If you buy this particular cake box, utilize it to the max. And then see how it does. So let's see if I can utilize. All right, so we're gonna put these little bundt cakes. I'm out here using my fingers. I don't know why. We're gonna let these cool. I keep saying we're doing a taste test, and yet we haven't tasted it yet. But we are going to let those cool, flip them over, and then I promise you, the next clip, we're going to taste them. I think they're gonna be on point. Let me turn off the oven and I'll wait about like a few minutes, flip them over, and then it smells so good. I'm dying. Stay tuned.
A few moments later.
All right. We are going to flip and hope for the best. So let's see how these came out. Don't tell me these are like easier than cupcakes. Nope. Or maybe I didn't put enough oil around the middle. Oh, I mean, it's not bad. This one was a travesty, but I can push these. So I love the silicone bundt cakes. All right, let me come up closer Let me put some water in this pan. All right, let me come a little closer. Oh, I forgot about my little toppings. We gotta put these on. Why is everything taped? Always gotta like get a knife, get a scissors. Now, this is just for the picture. Again, this is not. Oh my God. Then they have the audacity to cut this in plastic. For me, this is not the most aesthetic cakes. In fact, the thumbnail is going to be wild crazy. It's probably just going to be a picture of me. Are we feeling a gift? No. Yes, we're feeling a gift. It's being swallowed. These are more for cupcakes, and I'm out here using them for pineapple upside down. All right, let's take this back. Should we put a Santa? Let's do our Santa. All right. I'm not going to eat it because it's not. I hate toppings. I hate frosting. Like, I'm just plain Jane. All right, we're going to bring it up. Look how cute. A little Santa. Now, I will show you something. So if we look here, this is not the most aesthetic presentation. I don't know how to get better at presenting this. The presentation of this is terrible. In fact, most people won't eat it. But I'm telling you, let's give it a test. Cheers to you. Santa. Oh my God. This is bigger than the cupcake, so it's a lot harder to chew. It's so big, but oh my God. This is so good. Thank you so much for spending time out of your day. Hopefully you make this delicious upside down pineapple cake. It's just so fluffy and it's just the right amount of sweetness. It's not too sweet, but it's really good. Definitely give this video a like if you stayed this long. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are going full throttle with the content coming in the new year. If you're watching this after the holiday, obviously, happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Santa. Psh. Oh my God.